basement thing. The basement thing originates right at UCLA, the rumoured monster that lurks in the underground tunnels of the university. Not a lot of people know about them, but the tunnels run all underneath the campus. Some students and teachers use them as shortcuts to get quickly across the large campus. If the right shortcut is taken, it can easily take 10 minutes off your travel time, especially good if you're in a rush. But those in the know about those tunnels know there are some routes you're not supposed to take. Otherwise, there's the risk of running into the basement thing. At first, people thought the basement thing was a janitor who died after getting first lost, then injured down in the tunnels. His body reanimated, and now it haunts the tunnels for unlucky travelers who run into him. The truth is that the janitor was the first victim of the basement thing. No one knows when it showed up, just that one day it was there, and nothing can get it to leave. It likes to pretend to be human at first, holding a flashlight-like growth that can emit light. The creature likes to blind people with its growth while making noises that, from a distance, sound like a person is calling out to someone. Pretending that it was security and that the person it was shining the light on was trespassing. The worst thing a person can do in that situation is to move, because the basement thing senses by motion. If its target panics and runs, it rapidly drops its human-like shape by stretching out freakishly into its true shape. It becomes rail thin while its skin stretches over its frame monstrously. And then it starts to chase the person, flying. By latching onto the walls with its long, thick fingers, it can launch itself forward and rapidly catch up to its intended victim. Following its call will do no good either, as it will lure the person into getting more and more lost in the tunnels, so that when it reaches the point where they run, it can happily chase them. Either way, the goal of the basement thing is to get its victim to run so it can chase them. Standing perfectly still is the only way to lose its attention. If it loses track of what it's hunting, it will begin to make that human-like shout and slam its light growth into pipes to make sure the person is gone. If the person hasn't moved, it will turn off the light to its growth and retreat deeper into the tunnels to look for a different victim. Those it catches are always found days later, rambling madly, vastly dehydrated and near death. All are traumatized to the point where it takes years for them to regain the ability to speak. One survivor ended up reporting this to the higher-ups at the college, saying that there was a monster in the tunnels. After numerous drug tests and psych evals, the university came to the conclusion that the student was overstressed and had made up the situation in his mind. Ignoring the report, that student went back in with a camera crew, specifically searching for the basement thing in order to prove he hadn't lost his mind. There was really something down there terrorizing people. Either a bunch of people playing a really bad joke or something not normal. So with a crew of 10 people, 3 cameras, and the maps to the tunnels, the group went into the tunnels. They were quick to discover that there were a lot more tunnels underground than were actually listed on the school's maps. A lot of the tunnels led to dead ends or had doors that led to nowhere but more dead ends. Finally, somehow the teams both got separated and lost in those tunnels, and something was calling out to them in the distance. It took 4 days to find their way out, and one team was never found. Only their equipment was left. When looking at the recorded footage, all they saw was a lot of screaming and running as a ghastly, stretched figure chased after them in the background. One by one, each of that team was taken by the creature, bashed into the walls and dragged away deeper into the tunnels. Basement thing making a sound similar to laughter as it did so, only more high-pitched. When the school was shown proof of what happened to them and what has been happening to others, the school still didn't believe them, claiming it was a master's student work. But they did add a policy that bans people from using the tunnels after that.